Today, the Big Rock is getting a new ESC. I'm going to see if this doesn't stop the false LVC shutdowns. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we have the Big Rock on the bench getting a new heart, a new ESC. Horizon, I called Horizon, told them what was going on. They sent me a brand new ESC. So here is the old ESC with the big cap pack that was soldered onto it. And there is the brand new one. I already installed it. I'm not going to go through that. It's pretty basic procedure. Now I did note, I saw Jason Perrin's video. I've been watching a few on this to see how many people are having the shutdown issues. He said that he had a slight problem with getting the IXSR to bind, and then I found it. He said, I know some people are going to say they didn't have a problem. Well, yeah, I didn't have a problem. Well, sorry, I'm moving the camera. But I'm just we'll go through it here. So I'm going to go ahead and plug this thing in, turn it on, and hold down the set button here. So, or it says bind, the bind button. Okay, so we got red blinky light. Now, this was set up before. Now, don't forget, this is a receiver and ESC combo. So, begin binding. So now it's done. So I'm just going to turn off the car, turn it back on, and there you have it. That's all you got to do is just power cycle the ESC. So now you saw that I turned it, it didn't respond, and now it does. So he was doing like the old method where you turn it on. When you do that, you go full throttle, go reverse, turn left, turn right. To the newer ESCs don't program that way. It was kind of the older Spectrum, but there you have it. You don't have to throttle do all that stuff. The new smart stuff doesn't really, like I said, work that way, even though it's not a smart ESC, it's just the newer electronics. But yeah, it's not a problem at all. So just when you do this, it's kind of self-explanatory. When you add a new vehicle, you just have to tell it that it's like the SLT3, I believe it is, and then just go through the setup. But right there, the whole binding process was nothing. It didn't even matter that I had it in before, but it was bound to this. So, like I said, the key is once it's bound, turn off the ESC, turn it back on, they will talk. So let's go out and see if this new ESC actually works. Right. So as we can see, Spectrum 5000 milliamp hour 100C 3S pack. This is what they recommend. We'll see if it shuts down. I'll put something bigger in, but I've had it cut down on shut down on other packs. Now look, notice something different here. I cut the plastic off. I unbolted that and just cut the plastic because I just got tired of those brackets. So let's get this on. Now I do want to say before we get going, what I just said was not a dig at Jason Perrin at all. Don't take it that way. He mentioned that he had a hard time binding it. So if he did, I figure maybe some other people would. So I just wanted to share that information. And also with this RC, let's see. I'm not trying to bash the RC. I like the RC. But if there's a problem, there's a problem. We need to get it. All right, now which?
Low DSC. Medium DSC.
Whoa. Why can't? Wow, this thing is... What in the world is going on?
Low DSC.
Man, on that medium, it just wasn't wanting to stay straight. So I'm going to do a few passes here in the street, just see if we can get it to do it in the street. Look, it just did it. Look. God damn, this is a brand new ES. And granted, yeah, I just took one little tumble in the dam. So if you guys know, if this thing doesn't go all the way back, so what the? That, dude, these things are jacked up. It's completely off. Well, this is gonna be a short video, ain't it? Well, we are having an issue. I guess one cell here, 4.10, 4.10. That one's 3.99. We're 75. I just fully charged this battery. I don't get why that's... Huh, that is... Let's see, I got 49 runs on this pack. Still, it's at 4 volts. It shouldn't have... Maybe Spectrum batteries aren't that great. But no, I've had it die on this battery too. Like I said, even though that thing was showing one cell being down, it's still at 4 volts. Not 4.10, but 4 volts. This is gonna be freaking messy. It's like a light drizzle now. I can't get it to do it on the street. But I'm thinking we might just have an issue with that one Spectrum. Well, I've used 2 different Spectrum packs. The one I used yesterday had the balance lead and it shut down right away. So it's 2 different Spectrum packs. And that other one with the balance lead has a few less runs on it. Well, I don't know, man. This seems to be a vast improvement. I'm not I think we would have had something by now. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there is a some ESCs have a glitch. It's still weird though. Why would that little bit of a voltage cut, that one cell being low on that, shouldn't have made the ESC cut though. It really shouldn't have. But we're not having the issue now with the different battery. This is why it's all diagnostics, man. You got to try it. Different batteries, different this. You just, you know. So the first time I did my review on this RC, I went out and ran it on 3 different batteries because I heard there was issues with it, and I actually figured I brought the Spectrum because I thought that would be the kind of like the you can't argue that if it shuts down with the Spectrum, or I figured maybe the Spectrum would work a little bit better. I don't. I'll tell you, I don't think this gyro works very well for the street. It's oh wait. See, look, I slowed down and turned around. What? Why is it? Look, it's just making these, and it shut off. This is actually acting worse now. Huh. So you know what's nice with this remote? Look, 11 minutes between the 2 batteries. That's all we've been running. All right. That's not so hot, but the motor's pretty hot. So, got 25% battery. We're down to 3.7 on all the cells. I should still have a bit more runtime. We're 125 on the ESC there. 120 there. Only actually 130 on the motor. 120 there. 130 there. That's just, that should not be a thermal shutdown. Everything feels smooth. Oh man, guys. Well, they're predicting a couple of days of some severe storms. Today was supposed to be sunny, and yet here we are. See, now it's back. No, it just shut. It shut down again. Why is it making these weird turns? Look.
Low DSC. No DSC.
So now if I turn off no ESC, no, it's still making that turn. And it's dead. It's completely dead. Doesn't make any sense. I'll test the battery with everything still running. .75, 3.76. It's designed to cut off at 3.4. I mean, there's a good chance it's, I wonder. I just wonder if we can't. Wow, look at that. is it reading there? See, it says 3.7. We're going 3.6. Oh, I'm burying this thing in the ground, and I'm reading this thing, and it's reading 3.6. Huh, I wonder if there's not a way I could put a camera in here and drive around with this thing and film it. That could be interesting. Man, I am freaking covered in dirt trying that. I'm trying to read if we can get this thing to go. What this voltage is reading. I'm gonna shred my damn tires. I mean, we're drawing it down to almost nothing. It's weird. It's like a big power draw. But well, the battery's at 3.6. And I understand that when you accelerate, it's going to dip down. I see it all the time in planes, because on the planes, I watch the telemetry live. Because spinning a prop draws a lot of power out of the motor. Believe it or not. Damn. It's only dipping to 3.6. So, could it be? I don't think there's any way to film this thing, because this thing's gonna be bouncing around. Even if I glued it down, it'd be cool if this thing could set to record. So yeah, I'm only seeing like 3.6 on this thing. .6. .5. That was, I mean, look, I'm bogging it down, and it's only getting the battery to 3.5. Oh, it cut off. There. Yeah, it hit 3.4 and it shut. I saw that one go to 3.4 and it shut. Possibility is then maybe it's not maybe it's not really such a defect with the ESC, as the ESC is just too small for this setup. Yeah, just doing a quick look here. I mean, you could get a 10 BL120 for 50 bucks. It's 120 amp ESC, and it's probably around the same size as that. So why is that 80 amp? I'm really thinking that I don't know so much if it's really just an issue with that ESC as it is it's just too much power being drawn. What was the old Big Rock? Okay, so let's look at, I just pulled up the Arrma Infraction 3S BLX truck, on-road truck. On-road, it had a, I just had it here, 100 amp Arrma 100 amp smart ESC. So this is 80. This is 20 amps shy. I think they're overtasking the this little ESC. So the ESC is struggling. It's trying so hard to try to power this thing. So Next step is, guys, I got an ESC coming. I'm going to try that, and we'll see how this thing runs on a larger ESC. That's all I can do. We're going to try to figure this thing out. But I actually think now, especially after being able to watch the battery meter when I strained it, so it is cutting off at 3.4. I just witnessed it. It's just kind of hard to believe that on one pass it's hitting at 3.4 and then not on another. But I don't know. Is what it is. Really, technically, I think most of mine I run about 3.2 to avoid, because I think my 6S Big Rock was set that way, and it would cut off early, like 25% of the battery. And oh man, dude, I like shredded. Yeah, I think I lowered the 3 point. I can't remember, but yeah, I just think it's too small of an ESC at this point. So that's my thoughts on it. So if you're doing short runs, if you're just gonna like zip back forth, you know, hit a ramp, hit a jump, and just kind of skate park it, you probably won't have this issue. But if you're gonna go like, you know, full speed and go, that seems to be the trigger point for it. Although I haven't spent a whole lot of time on short. Well, I've done a few. Even my actually during the test, my reveal, when we were over here jumping it and we were doing some small stuff, it never cut. It didn't do it until I got down in here into the pit and was doing the full speed. So I just think it's too small of an ESC. Why did they go 100 amp on some of the other ones? Let's just check one more before we wrap it up. All right, so whatever this one, BXL 100 brushless 10th 3S ESC. This is another one. It's 100 amp, and this was the Typhon 3S Typhon, had 100 amp ESC. So they were putting 100 amp, and now they have a 2-in-1 and dropped it down to 80. I think that's the issue. I think the ESC is just a little too small. Well, anyway, I hope you enjoyed. I will be putting another ESC, and we'll be continuing on from there. Try to get this thing dialed in and working. It is a cool RC, even with that little ESC. I mean, it's got a lot of power. It's pretty dang fast. But maybe they're just asking a little too much of it. To get that thing to 55 with the gearing that's in there, might just be overtasking that little ESC. But that's how they market it, and I'm just sharing my experiences with you, man. I don't hate Arrma. I don't hate the product. I'm not trying to stir anything up, but you guys can see I'm having this problem, and I want you guys to be able to make an informed decision if you go out and buy these things. This is going to be right for you. You know, like I said, I think if you're skate park bashing, if you're just going to do short runs, just drive around and not really go full speed, you're never going to have the problem. The problem is, every time I've had it happen, is under full throttle for a good bit. Now I know somebody's gonna say, get a bigger, man, batteries are freaking expensive, and you're also limited here by the size. So I mean, 8,000 milliamp hours about. I have a Turnigy at home that's really nice, 120, but it's too big and won't fit in there. Well, everyone, there you have it. This is my conclusion. I think it's just too small of the ESC. So stay tuned, subscribe, like, share, comments. Definitely appreciated. Helps me out so I can buy these things, buy new ESCs to test these things out, and go from there. All right, hope you enjoyed. Check out the links down below. Have discount codes, ways to help the channel, my Amazon store if you're interested in anything. And if you want to buy one, I got a link down below to AMAIN and Horizon. Greatly appreciate it. All right. Thanks, everyone. See you next one.